So go ahead, Michael, you're on.
So, good evening. So I can be there in person. So, yeah, we resubmitted the one I think that Daisy is talking about that we resubmitted this afternoon with the new elevation. Changes again were meant to add more depth to the front and the rear and the side elevations. So that's what you're.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the effort to create a more interesting massing and design on the exterior, but it doesn't match your floor plans unless you really want your floor plans to look like this.
Yeah, so the client has indicated that they're basically they don't want to have any, oh, you mean the fact that these two bump outs don't match the floor plan? Yes, we're gonna have to update the
No, you have a window straddling a wall between the stair and the guest room and same upstairs.
Yeah,
so,
we're gonna have
I mean, to me, it's not a complete set of drawings.
we're gonna have to make some adjustments based on the approved elevation.
I mean, how would that work without moving the front entrance?
That was the one previously.
Again, I'll have to make some adjustments, whether those walls will get it into windows and those windows are blacked out, or I'll have to make some adjustments. So again, once you guys are, if you approve the elevations, then I will dive into the plans to make any adjustments I have to.
The elevations you proposed this afternoon?
I sent in another revised set
Yeah,
of
this
elevations.
afternoon.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I'll just make-
we can only approve like 50%. We can't approve the whole thing until the elevations.
I'm not sure how that works.
We've never had
He'll
that
have to
before.
return.
Yeah, he'll have to come back.
Tom, can you step in? So he wants to know, yeah, he's via Zoom. So he
Mhm.
wants to know if with the elevations that he submitted today, if the board is okay with that, will he need to return to show that the floor plans are matching the elevation?
The board's role is to review the exterior of the house. So no, he would not have to come back for the interior.
Even if it doesn't match the exterior?
Well,
Or
There-
does it, or
there-
I'm not looking at it. So you-
There are
Architectural
walls.
Review Board's role is to look at the exterior of the building, not the interior.
So I think the issue here is that we have a wall in the middle of the window. So I guess I think we like.
Is that wall just
I
coming
like
out?
the elevations, but
Is that wall just coming out?
Yeah, like I said, I will make, once the board approves the exterior elevations, I will make adjustments to the floor plan to make this work. Obviously, it has to be buildable. So I will make that work once the board approves the exterior elevations.
yeah. So
Is that what he's?
maybe.
I think that's what.
So Tom, we can say we're okay with the exterior, and then you'll follow up to make sure he makes the interior work with the exterior.
When I do the review of the plans, I will be looking for the windows matching the floor plans, matching the exterior elevations. So yes, the answer to that question is yes, I will be reviewing that as the building inspector.
Yep.
I guess it's
I
okay.
guess we can approve
So
it.
now, did he
Yeah.
give us all elevations on the
Uh,
plan submitted today?
Yeah, I think he did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna be looking at what was submitted today.
Right,
We're not gonna look
So
at
that's the one previous to this.
this is what was submitted Friday, so we're just gonna look at what was submitted today.
But just note that he's got walls running into windows, so he's got to fix that. So it's okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
if Daisy can write it
Yeah,
up that way,
okay.
then I'm okay.
Yeah. Needs to be some more organization to exterior.
Okay, all right, you're all set, Michael.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Aye.
Thank you.
The next one, 20 Cary Lane. This one had a lot of changes on all elevations. And let's see. The board, oh wait, no. I don't want that one. The board is suggesting adding a window on the side kitchen bump out, adding a window on the first floor and basement, adding a window in the primary bathroom, and an accurate roof plan and elevation.
Okay.
So this is the revised plans. I'm sorry, Brendan.
That's okay.
I don't have time to help you hand them out.
Sorry.
And Annie and Natalie on here from Garrison Foundry, the architects, and I think our client is on here as well. So hello.
Hi Natalie, and I'm sorry, what's your name?
My name is sorry, it says Andrea, which is my given name, but Annie
Andrea, and your last name?
Menace. We're the
Oh,
we
you're
are-
the architect.
we're the architects, yes, for the project. So yeah, I wasn't there last time. I apologize. I couldn't make it the December meeting, but we're here for this one, and we appreciated your comments from the last round, and we incorporated them. And we can walk you through what we submitted if you want. We're happy to share our screen or whatever is
Yeah,
best.
that would be great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
great.
please.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So we have the drawings that are the updated drawings. Let me know if you can see this.
Yep.
Okay, great. So we updated the drawings, and most important are the elevations, which we updated and bubbled. So we appreciated your comments. We thought they made sense, and we added windows on this area, which we have bubbled here. They made sense architecturally in plan. And we also can talk about the refinement of this area. And we also added a window there. You did ask for a window here, which I want to show you. We updated the renderings as well so that you could see. So we had some discussions last time. Again, I wasn't there as part of this discussion as what does this side of the house look like? So we wanted to show you. So basically we took your suggestion, we added a window there. As you can see, it's kind of tight under the eave, but we thought it works and it looked nice. And then to clarify this area, there was some discussion about the storage. And this, just to show you on the plan, is this area here. And to look at it in 3D, basically, there's a series of columns that will need to be put under this upper eave because we are doing a little bit of an overhang on the second floor. We're not changing the footprint on the first floor. We're expanding the footprint slightly on the second floor. So in order to kind of make this not look like a colonnade with lots of columns, we thought it would be nice to sort of articulate it in a way where we have a little bit of a storage shed here and we bury these columns, but kind of give them a little bit of grace and articulation here. And then we have the additional entrance here that's been pushed out. And there were some questions about what does that roof line look like? So we wanted to show you that here. And then again, on our drawings, the only area where we felt that we wanted to discuss with you, and obviously it's subjective, the whole point of this project is to give a house that had a little bit not enough detail. We were adding more detail to this house. We're giving it a little bit more grace. We're giving it a little bit more depth. And you wanted us to put a window here. So we are suggesting that we felt, after looking at it, that we really don't think a window belongs here. If you feel strongly the other way, obviously that's why we're here to discuss it. But it's a bathroom, and we felt not only functionally, it's awkward to have a bathroom kind of overhanging this area, but also we like this idea of a little bit of relief. There's a lot of windows in this house everywhere, and it's beautiful. But there's a little bit of, so that's the only, you asked for a window here, and we are leaving it to discussion now about we feel strongly that we don't need a window here. Not only need, but we think it's the wrong decision.
Yeah, it's a weird,
This is the
Just to
motion.
look at the drawings a little bit. And the floor plan also, it's also functionally for the bathroom for storage. Let's see here.
So where's the middle back? Mhm. Where's the-
so that connection between the garage and the house is all worked out with that roof?
Yeah, so we thought your comments were appropriate and we looked at this roof line a little bit more in detail and basically, yeah, it's all worked out. Basically, this little garage door pops up and we thought it would be nice for it to, sorry, I got. You know, kind of cozy in and line up with the garagey, but it's a little pop-up. And then the rest of it, this is all in one plane. And we thought again that it would just sort of make some of those columns sort of disappear and make it feel natural with the house.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm good with the additions.
I think there's a closet.
So were all the windows added except for the one in the bathroom?
Except for that one, yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with all the changes, so.
Yeah, I don't think it's a closet, I think it looks like a counter, right? Or maybe cabinet. Cabinet, yeah.
I know, of course, that they did a lot of.
No,
other
no,
things.
of course, and they did nice drawings.
Okay, you're approved.
Okay.
Thank you. Great. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Thanks for your input.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Happy New Year.
To you too.
Yes,
Happy New Year.
I like that. Okay. So the next one, the applicant proposed a one-story primary bedroom and bathroom addition, windows and siding to match existing. The board suggested adding a window in the bathroom, front east elevation. Hi, Richard. Richard?
Hi,
Richard?
I'm here.
Hi, okay,
Hello.
how are you?
Hi.
Do you want to share your screen?
Sure. Let me, quit it.
Do you want to see the last one?
Can you guys see that, my screen or?
Not yet.
Sorry, I had the same problem last time.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure what's going on. It's glitching. It's,
Well, if you could just run through the changes you made.
This one's what?
From the
Is
last.
it just on the east elevation?
Yes, those two little high windows.
is that on again?
On
the
east elevation.
Does everyone have, you have a copy to look at there?
Yeah, we have the
Yeah.
plan.
So, yeah, last time we talked about the addition of two windows kind of on that blank section of wall on the front of the addition.
We added one or
Facing
two
side.
posts?
Two, it's like a.
Two small
Yeah.
windows.
Right,
Okay.
And a panel, I think.
yeah, because it was kind of straddling the wall of the shower, so I put one in the shower and then one next to it, and there's a panel in between the windows.
Graphically, they look different, but they're the same window.
Are they the
Yeah.
same?
So they, yeah,
Because
they
the
are.
print doesn't indicate that.
Okay. I'm good with it. Okay.
You're good, Richard.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Oh, wow.
This is the one that was.
Good for your Zoom.
Oh, that was a good
What is that?
Yeah, it works for me. Thank you.
does.
Right.
Okay. Our next one is 256 Quaker Street. Mateo is on. Hi, Teo.
Daisy, board members,
Hello.
Mr. DePaul, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for having me in front of you.
Oh, shoot, I didn't even see you here. Here are the pictures.
Where's your timber framing, Teo?
I am away this week, and I apologize. That's the only reason that I'm not in your office, actually, with Steve, joining
Okay.
him there.
Hi, Teo.
Hello, Steve. Thank you so much
Very
Yes.
curious.
for being there. I would like to share my screen
Okay.
Yes.
so we can start.
Oh, the whole thing.
How long's it been back yet?
She was, she died,
She
Yeah.
she died, she had dogs.
Yes.
I wore a mask every day.
So wait, do you have it?
Eh,
No.
Can you see my screen here?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Great. You know, this is just the aerial view showing the location of the property in relationship with the adjoining parcels of land. We have Quaker Street in here, north. We have 260, 255. Those are the main residences there. And I want to show you a couple of images of their homes as well. You can see 252. So they are more traditional homes. You know, this one with the gambrel roof, perhaps. This one a little more colonial.
Across
This
the
one we
street.
were able to get an aerial view. You know, so we have the predominant gable configuration on all these homes, and we thought that we will use this vocabulary, you know, to rebuild our home, which is the one that you're seeing here. You know, this is a house that has been in disrepair for a number of years, and what we are looking to do here is to remove the existing framing and create a new residence, expanding into the existing foundation. So the foundation will be reused and fixed and corrected in its main core, and we are proposing the addition of a garage and small entry porch and an addition to the rear. You know, the property is challenging in the sense that there is a large change of topography in the back. You know, this is the existing footprint of the house. As you can see here, has a bay configuration that we were looking to maintain actually on the new layout. As a matter of fact, as you can see here, we are using the bay. You know, the garage and the stairwell mudroom is an expansion, and on the second floor we have continued the bay, creating an element, a vision element to the front of the house facing the street, as well as a small bay configuration here in one of the bedrooms. We have submitted to the zoning board of appeals, and we got a very positive feedback and approval. And as you can see here on the roof plans, basically we have a gable configuration that runs across the house, and then two intersecting gables that you can see here, which create this type of architecture. Again, you know, you have a long gable and one crossing gable, another crossing gable. There has been some conversation with Steve as far as the appearance of the house. This is what we submitted to your office. You know, we will be using an asphalt architectural grade asphalt shingle on the roofs with a couple of standing seam accents. There will be some stonework in some of the foundation areas. The windows generally in color, we are proposing a charcoal gray, also with a light gray tonality as well. And the conversation that we had with Steve, and we bring it to your attention, and we are also seeking your advice and comments, where you know, opposed to having the shingle as a material on the facade, the predominant material. Perhaps, you know, we use horizontal siding. We are still creating some vertical siding elements. So
You prefer?
we'll be open for your questions and your recommendations. And still feel free to jump in.
Zoning was just
What's that, Tam?
Feel free to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer, as far as the siding, from a shape to just a horizontal hardy plank, maintenance free. I think it's cleaner, it complements the house across the street. That's what I think. But I think the house looks great.
Yeah,
No, the
the
house-
house is great.
No,
So it's
really
gonna end up
nice.
being about 3,600 square feet. So the first floor, I think was, originally it was like 12 or 1,300. So you had the second floor, then you have the garage. So it's around 3,600 and change, Teo, I think, correct?
Personally, I prefer the shingles.
Me too.
You do.
Yeah, I think it gives it a little bit more
More
of a,
charm.
you know, what
More charm.
charm and stance, it becomes like a nice,
Yeah,
serious.
the only thing, if I decide to do a hardy plank
Right.
shake, it's,
Oh.
well, no, a
Oh, the
shake,
shake.
it's not, it looks inexpensive versus a wood shake, but a wood shake is very expensive.
Right,
So
no, I
that's
was
why I
thinking
wanted to go
wood.
to a hardy plank, which is a maintenance-free product. Cause I didn't wanna go to a wood shake, which isn't a maintenance-free product. And the hardy plank shake, it's looks a little inexpensive.
No, it doesn't look that good, yeah, because it has that pattern.
That's right.
Yeah, but I thought the
So
real,
if you-
actually, I thought it was wood. I would be wood.
Yeah.
But
What's the chevron detail you have under the windows?
Yeah, that will be done on cedar. That is just a little accent on cedar that, you know, we're trying to create an element that differentiates from the rest of the house. But still, the tonality will be the same treatment either way that we do it. And it will be basically a tone on tone accent.
And what's vertical inside the gables? Is that,
Like a board
Yeah,
back,
inside the gable, that would be a vertical siding.
okay.
plastic in AZAC.
On
Or
either, on
you can
either
do it-
siding or shake.
On both instances.
You can do it in hardy.
Yeah, I don't do it in,
Because that.
I do it in the
The
sheets, I do
That's
like
very
the,
nice.
I buy 14 or 16 foot long sheets, and we do it that way.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've seen it the other
Yeah,
way.
they look good in
Yeah.
hardy. It's especially if you were going to go with hardy all the way.
Oh, so that's the picture, Teo, of the horizontal siding. See, I think that looks a
I'm
lot
fine.
cleaner.
So what I
If you hadn't
have
shown
here
us
is
the
what's
shingle.
being,
Um,
what you
here.
gave us.
I know.
that is the shake.
So
This
this
is
is
the,
what
this
we
is,
have.
this is the
This what
horse,
we're proposing is
This
what
one.
is there.
if you're okay with that.
No,
I mean, I don't think, I know you're trying to tie it in with something across the street, but I think this house is a lot more sophisticated than what's across the street, and I think the shakes just bring it to that level, you know, a different level than what's across the street. I mean, this looks much more elegant, I think, than something more colonial.
Yeah, this is a little salt box type.
And this, you know, has elements of a shingle style. I mean, all the ins and outs and the gables and everything you've got going on there, to me, it just fits more in with the shingle style than a clapboard style. Just my 2 cents. I mean, I've never seen the shingle or the shake hardy products, so I don't know what that looks like.
yeah, because the indentation is kind of.
She's seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of shallow, so it doesn't have that much.
So
And the
shallow.
wood shake today is so expensive.
Does it come in sheets or just
No, it's
individual?
individual.
Really?
Oh, the
The hardy
ones-
stuff?
No, the
No.
regular wood shake.
No,
the
The
hardy-
hardy
yeah,
comes in a
hardy
pin, I
comes
think they're like
in-
4 foot,
I think it's like a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they slip on, it's like a, you know, it's like it's a plastic cement, not plastic,
Concrete.
like concrete. But I've never used it. That's why I want to use.
But is
a
that
horizontal.
the picture that looks on the drawing, that little sample, is that from the Hardy
I
actually?
think that's
Because they-
the,
No,
that
that's very
looks-
real.
No, the one
I think
that-
that's Hardy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Hardy, that must be Hardy. Okay. Yeah, and that, actually here it doesn't look that bad.
You know, I don't want to overbuild, and the wood shake is very, very expensive, and I don't think we should do a hardy plank. Shake.
Teo, how big are the window casings on the outside and the sill? Are they robust? Are they thick?
I apologize, I couldn't hear the question.
The sill detail on your windows, is it a very thick sill and a very wide casing, or is it narrow?
And no, we're showing more of a heavier seal, if you will, a sub seal and a seal. I will try to zoom in here.
AZEK has a historic sill that we use. It's a thick sill that we put underneath the bottom of the window with like a 5/4 by 4, you know, for the casing.
Okay. And you'll have corner boards on this too?
No corner.
No, on the corner of the house, you have corner boards, right? Or is it?
No, I think that would be a recommendation that I will give to Stevens to just to weave the corners.
Wait, so what kind of board is this?
To weave,
So
woven.
that's a hardy
It's
plank.
Hardy.
You can do a hardy plank without a corner board or with it. I mean, I would prefer a corner board, but it doesn't matter.
So is this a tongue and groove product?
What?
This horizontal?
The hardy plank siding?
Yeah.
No,
Well, it's just
no, just
overlap.
an overlap.
Oh, okay.
Just like
And it comes in with you know, a wood grain look.
So it's clapboard. So you can still do that little detail at the bottom too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that this shingle style, that kind of flare at the bottom.
You can still do that detail with it?
At the bottom.
This little guy, this is more this little.
Yeah,
flare at the
right
bottom.
there, yes. Yeah, I've done that on houses before. It's a nice look.
With the horizontal, yeah.
And this looks better now.
It looks so much better.
Yeah, I think we prefer this.
No, that's what I'm saying.
This will be the first.
Since we are
This
here,
is
we-
good. If-
yeah, we prefer the shakes.
If you get rid of the shakes, you gotta get rid of that little flare, cause that doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, I don't see that.
Dave, can you do it with the horizontal?
siding?
If we would do the shingle, we will create a small flare at the bottom, yes.
No,
But
if we did
not
a
with- not with
horizontal
the siding.
siding.
But you know, with the
Right side.
horizontal, it's challenging, but it could be done. It will be more difficult, but it could be done if we weave the corners. Of course, if we use corner boards, you know, we
Right.
never do it.
I don't think you do it, if you go away from the shingle style.
I mean, you have stone at the bottom, so it's not that you really need it.
I guess it's like.
I mean, I'm okay with either, and as I said,
It's a
if you hadn't shown us.
Yeah, I know.
Because
That's
you
my
should-
mistake.
Yeah, if we didn't see it,
It is,
since
it's
we
my
have,
mistake.
since we have those two options, we prefer the one that you like less.
But I know the lot's really tight,
Yeah.
really tight. I just don't think it's, I mean, it is
I mean,
visible
it's
though
not-
on 120.
It's
But I
not,
don't think that the siding, this horizontal looks bad
What's the
at all.
What's the depth?
No, but in comparison to the other.
Well, they come in different sizes, so standard's like, 5.5 to 6.
So it's gonna be a little bit
Since
bigger.
we already
Yeah.
did that.
So-
That's probably like a
It'll-
4.
Yeah,
So
it
big
seems a
and
little
This is
tight.
No, of
That's
course,
an
but
old-
it's also too busy now. We have the chevron, we have horizontal, we have the vertical, it just becomes like a little cartoonish. What?
that just looks so much better.
Yeah, so.
Have you've used the Hardy shakes before? No, you
No.
haven't.
I've not.
Have you seen it?
And I've done a lot of building in this town. I
Yeah.
have seen it. And my personal opinion, I would not like to use
Well, I don't
it.
think that's an option. right? Cause you're saying it looks bad, the hardy
I mean, it
shingle.
looks a little bit, but I also don't like the any kind of imprints on hardy because they're all shallow.
So we could do, oh,
So the wood one, it looks
The one that's
Well, you could
clean
do- you
looks
could-
fine.
yeah, so we can do a clean, that would be, I'm fine with that. Instead of doing like a wood grain.
Yeah, because they also,
Horizontal.
they all look fake.
Yeah.
So,
You know, if I had seen this and it's a big improvement on what the house is now,
you
obviously.
would have been fine.
We're right. I mean, for what we're proposing.
Well, I may or may not have made the same comments that it just kind of screams shingle style and not,
So that's what's there now, horizontal
yes.
siding.
Well, then leave it.
So we're gonna leave it,
Leave it one
we're gonna leave
story.
the walls and put a second story.
That's what that.
Right, Taylor, that's what we're gonna do.
Isn't that fine? Is it
We will,
vinyl?
be-
There,
we will hear the advice
like
from
the
board.
garage.
This is asbestos, I'll
It would
guarantee
be
it.
great to actually see the
Oh, yeah.
samples.
That's part of that sign.
It would be great to see the real samples so we can actually, I think I have one at home, but I don't, not the shades, but the other imprints, but you know, of the siding.
Well, he's got a picture of it. I mean, you could.
Yeah, the
print
picture
some
does, the
horizontal
picture
sample.
doesn't
horizontal
look that
siding
bad
or the
because it's a
shingles?
picture, no, the shade,
The shingle.
the. Which is the next page? Is it the next page? Or what page was that? The previous one, where the materials were? What page of the?
Taya, do you have the samples? Can you put up the samples?
Yeah, here.
Yeah,
To the right.
because here it doesn't look that bad. No?
Is that
The one-
picture,
The
yeah,
last one.
Can you blow that up for us?
is that Hardy, a picture of the Hardy
All
or?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's hard to tell on that little
Yeah,
thumbnail.
it's not gonna
Because-
be able to know
from
Well, I can't tell. You gotta be in front of it. Well, we have 5 people here. I'm fine with either.
I guess me too.
And I know there's a big cost difference.
It is, it's a
Um,
huge cost.
But
I mean,
even- not between Hardy and
So,
Hardy,
I-
no?
I'm fine with either as well, I mean, if,
I mean,
I agree with, if the question is
It's up
the
to you,
advice, we
Travis.
like the shake,
Right.
but this is fine.
But
My mistake.
between Hardy and Hardy, I don't think there should be that much of a cost if it is
No, I don't
the
think
Hardy.
he's doing Hardy or real.
I'm doing Hardy, exactly. I'm not gonna do. Too fake for me.
Okay, I mean, I guess, yeah. I have a feeling the Hardy looks cheap too.
So, have you decided the corner mold or no?
Well, we
If we
can,
go
we can
with the
talk about that
horizontal.
if we, I can go any which way you prefer. Cleaner is to put the corner boards on it.
I mean, if he can do it with the
We said he
horizontal
could- I mean,
siding, but
You actually said
without
you
the,
wanted it.
yeah,
think.
that's
Didn't you,
better, I don't
Teo?
want the.
Do you
You
want
said
corner,
that you wanted the corner boards.
do you want corner boards or not on this house?
I would not.
Oh, I
I
thought
would
you said you
with
wanted.
the woven corners.
Woven corners with the detail.
With the
on the bottom.
horizontal
And then
siding?
and then what about the flare at the bottom? No,
Yeah, we would probably eliminate that to make it easier for
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
cause it,
Steve. You're.
That's my name.
Oh, that's your
The guy
name.
who's
I mean, I've only known you.
I
for
only
half
know,
my life.
I thought your name was Tavo Tavo.
I thought he said
Tawachi, but
Steve.
no. I was thinking Steve.
And
Alright.
I even know your name.
Yeah, we have a
Should
sign.
we, alright, I mean,
But it's a huge improvement to what's there, and I think it's gonna be beautiful
Well,
coming into
it's a-
town.
I think it's a good solution for a challenging site. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's
It
really,
is.
I mean,
are you
it's-
keeping that
I
little
think it's-
bomb shelter thing up there now?
Okay.
So what are we
have to-
approving?
So it's,
Well,
yeah,
Woven
something to put the
corners
horizontal,
and what?
woven corners on the horizontal.
No
Horizontal.
flare. on
No
the
f- yeah,
bottom,
right.
Horizontal hardy plank?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
No
No
flares
shake.
on.
No,
No
no
shake.
shake, no corner boards.
Unless he decides that he would prefer, then we say yes.
but with a dash of pepper.
Daisy, I'm gonna leave you this plan.
Is that the one?
That's the plan.
This is the
yeah.
one.
That's the
Oh.
plan that's up there.
But that has flares.
Alright.
Oh, that's true. But
Yeah,
It's just small, I mean, we can,
So
I
this one or
can,
this
can
one?
just mark.
I can
They're
mark
the
it
same.
out.
No, they're two different plans, correct?
So that has a shape, and this has the horizontal that I brought tonight.
So do you want to look at that before I stamp it approved?
Okay.
And then we'll just write on it, no flare at the bottom.
Just the elevation. Yeah. We can actually see it. It's what we're looking at screen.
Yeah, the last house I just completed on 104 DeVoe Road was hardy plank, horizontal. House came out beautiful.
With the wood grain or without?
That was with the wood grain. So many choices.
He's got a metal roof, it's nice, there's
I gave that all to, but he cut that all up. I gave him logs and he chopped that into firewood.
Chainsaw
But it was,
just
yeah.
went to town,
He went to town.
So this is good,
This is
not
the
that
one, this one.
So are we gonna do the smooth or the wood grain?
I would do smooth.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Take it off.
Oh, Daisy, you're gonna keep that plan.
Yes. Tom's on the line.
Hi, Tom.
It's the same thickness of the imprint.
Hey, Steve.
And it's.
All right, are we
So we're good.
We're good.
Thanks,
very
Dale.
much.
Thank you, board member.
Alright,
Thank you.
Steve, good night, Mr.
Thank you, Teo.
Have a good night, Dale. All the best. Happy New
Bye,
Year.
Tom.
Take care.
Good night.
Happy and healthy New Year, everyone.
Thank you, same to all of you.